Alright, listen, guys. I don't care what any of you think. If you enjoy basketball, you need to watch White Men Can't Jump. Came out in 1992. It's an hour and 55 minutes. It's rated R. The whole premise of the film is right in front of your face. White men can't jump. You know, now, as you can tell, the cast is very interesting. We have Wesley Snipes, who plays Sidney Dean. We have Woody Harrelson, who plays Billy Hoyle. We have Rosie Perez, who plays Gloria Clemente. The whole film, like I said, it's about basketball. It's about, how white men can't jump. They can be good basketball players, but they can't dunk. Now, we get introduced to this right off the bat with Billy, who is, he decides, hey, I want to go out to LA. I want to try and work the courts. And what he ends up doing is he ends up hustling Sydney. Now, Sydney is one of probably the best players that are out there. So he realizes that he's being hustled because he's done it too. And so what Billy doesn't realize is that after he hustles Sydney, Sydney follows him back to his apartment. And, we end up finding out that Billy's hustling because he owes these gangster brothers money. Him and Rosie. So he's trying to hustle his way into, just paying them off and being done. And Sydney realizes it, and he wants to have them work together, try and, give them both, the money. But one of the biggest issues that Billy has is he's a huge, huge gambler. And now, for any of you guys that are out there and you know people who gamble, it's addictive, and it's not okay. Now, the premise of this film is boring as shit. I can tell probably just by the way that you're watching this, if you are still continuing to watch this. Films in the 90s, their plots were straight and to the point. And the reason why they are still, talked about today is because of the actors and this, the characteristics that these writers gave, each character. Now, you see this film and you're like, okay, well, hey, it's a white guy against a black guy in basketball. There's nothing to watch. No, you're wrong. Now, this film also, it teaches you so much about relationship and brotherhood and, just the way that Wesley and Woody are able to perceive how two different sides could come together to make everything work. And it's very astounding, just the brotherhood that it shows, how, like basketball, it's like football. 9 times out of 10, it is, it's a black sport. It's not a white sport. But we've seen throughout the history that there are good white players in the NFL. There are good white players in the NBA. So it's like this film kind of gives it a crossover that, hey, even in the 90s, we could all just be friends, even down in LA. Now, if you've seen this film, please give it a watch. IMDb gave it a 6.8 out of 10. I give it a 5 out of 5 because it's a classic. It brings you back to just, how films used to be. How they focused on the characters. They didn't focus on, explosions. They focused on giving you, a lesson to learn. After, just sitting there and watching it. And a lot of films nowadays, they don't give you a life lesson. This film did. If you are interested in watching it, it's on Hulu and it's on Tubi. I highly suggest you give it a watch if you haven't already. Because like I said, it's very inspiring to just see these two guys come from completely different points of views to come back together and actually show each other the other's point of view. It's very astounding. So give it a watch. Let me know what you think.